Picture this, a lush green island on the very edge of the known world. This was Britain before the Romans arrived, a land of fierce Celtic tribes, mysterious druids, and hill forts dotting the landscape. But in 43 AD, everything changed. The mighty Roman legions, under Emperor Claudius, landed on its shores. Not just for a quick raid, but to conquer. Why Britain? Well, for the Romans, it was a mix of prestige resources like tin and lead, and the need to crush the resistance that kept inspiring rebellions in Gaul, which is modern-day France. The conquest wasn't easy. The Britons fought back hard. Who can forget the legendary Queen Boudica of the Iceni tribe? In 60 AD, she led a massive uprising, burning down Roman cities like Londinium Eup, that's London and Verulamium. For a moment, it seemed like she might actually drive the Romans out. But the Roman military machine was just too organized, too disciplined. Boudica was eventually defeated, and Roman control was solidified. For the next 350 years, Britain was Britannia, a province of the vast Roman Empire. The Romans were incredible builders and administrators. They laid down over 10,000 miles of paved roads, many of which still form the basis of our roads today. They built cities with forums, basilicas, and public baths. Think of places like Bath, with its magnificent spa, or the fortified cities of York and Chester. They built Hadrian's Wall, a massive 73-mile-long fortification across the north of England. To keep the barbarian tribes of Scotland at bay, life changed dramatically. A new Romano-British culture emerged. Latin mixed with Celtic languages, people adopted Roman customs, wore togas, and lived in villas with underfloor heating and beautiful mosaics. Britain was connected to a globalized world like never before, trading goods and ideas across the empire. But no empire lasts forever. By the late 4th century, Rome was in trouble. It was overstretched, facing internal strife and constant attacks on its borders. Troops were gradually pulled out of Britain to defend other parts of the empire. The final message from Rome around 410 AD was basically, "You're on your own." With the Roman legions gone, Britain became vulnerable. The sophisticated Roman way of life began to crumble. Cities were abandoned, and the grand villas fell into ruin. The country fractured back into a collection of small, competing kingdoms. And into this power vacuum came new waves of invaders. First, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes from what is now Germany and Denmark. They were the ones who would eventually forge the new Kingdom of England, but they weren't the last. Fast forward a few centuries to the year 793, a new terror appeared on the horizon, sailing in sleek, terrifying longships. The Vikings had arrived. Their first major raid was on the holy monastery of Lindisfarne, a center of Christian learning. They plundered its treasures and slaughtered the monks. This act sent shockwaves across Europe. For the next century, the Vikings were a constant threat. They weren't just raiders, they were explorers, traders, and settlers. They established a vast territory in England known as the Danelaw, and even founded cities like Dublin in Ireland. Their impact was profound. They were fierce warriors, and their influence can be seen in our language. Words like sky, leg, window, and even Thursday Thors, they come from Old Norse. The Vikings challenged the Anglo-Saxon kings, most famously Alfred the Great of Wessex, who fought a desperate war to save his kingdom. Alfred eventually managed to halt their advance and laid the groundwork for a unified England. So, from the disciplined legions of Rome to the wild fury of the Viking longships, Britain was forged in fire and conquest. Each wave of invaders left an indelible mark, shaping the land, the people, and the language. The ghosts of Roman soldiers still march along Hadrian's Wall, and the echoes of Viking battle cries can almost be heard on the Northumbrian coast. It's an epic story of empires rising and falling, and of a small island that became a crossroads of history. Thanks for watching this journey back in time. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. See you in the next video.